I'm playing for 19 years since now, yeah. So I come into the team as a kid and they raised me, made me a sportsman, and made me a true professional paintball player. So that was a children camp with paintball in. That was in between the winter 1999 that was going to the 2000. It was like the New Year's. So I spent like 2 weeks over there, and that's where I actually met paintball. That was like a paintball for young kids to play, because you usually have like groups, like group number 1 over there, group number 2, group number 3, that is defined up to the age, yeah. So we had a chance to go play there, and then we had a competition against each other over there. So that was my first experience of trying it out there. I believe that the driving force for everyone over here is if you really likes it and if you really understand that it's gonna make, the paintball is gonna make you special. If you get this things, nothing gonna stop you afterwards. Sitting on top is always cool, but it's a much higher responsibility, because right now everybody wants to beat us like twice hotter, even 3 times hotter than before. And we're sitting onto the top only in the beginning of the season, and everybody needs to understand that too, because both of the seasons in America and in Europe, they're long, and it's gonna be only the mid-season right now for the US. So anything could happen, yeah? And since everybody is kinda have a worrying about us, we're not the black horse anymore, and we'll need to play even double more intensive and double more professional right now to be able to maintain the same level as we showed in the beginning of the season. It's the practice actually makes your tournaments, and in case if you do the practice correctly, if you're not just playing to win over there, but if you're playing the practice to learn the field, it defines the way how you're going to be playing the tournament in the end. And in case if you have a friendly team that understands the purpose, a real purpose of the practice, like for example NYX, and we love these guys, we're practicing over here the 2nd time in a row, because we've been over here at Matt's Outback Paintball before the Atlantic City last year. The practice was great, that's why we decided to repeat it over here once again with them. How the divisional guys can be inspired? This way they can be inspired, because on their regular day of practice or just regular skirmishing at the sports field or maybe forest fields, they can see how the true professionals are doing that stuff. And believe me, I was inspired back like in 2001 when I saw the Russian Legion playing first, and they were like shooting this way back in those days, but it was already amazing, inspirational. Imagine right now how paintball looks for them when you can play at the artificial ground, when you have like 10.5 balls per second firing, when you have like great team actions, quick fields that NXL is representing to us. It's amazing, and that's the way why professionals needs to go around the local fields and make a little show on the weekend for the other guys to be inspired. Well, the trick is that when you remember yourself at certain periods of history, you actually think that, I thought when I just joined the paintball, like in between 2000 and 2001, I thought that that's the sports, that's the best paintball that I can ever experience. Then came 15 balls per second, NXL, the original NXL. And back in those days, like 5 years after I just joined the paintball, I thought, wow, that's the masterpiece of paintball. That's the golden cut of the paintball, and it's supposed to maintain and go forward. 5 years after, playing Race to 7 or Race to whatever, and having like a lower rate of fire, back in those days, we once again thought that that's how paintball's supposed to look like and be spread around. So actually, I must tell you that, of course, rates of fire is changing, formats are changed a little bit, but we are going the same speedball direction with air bunkers on the field and turf on the ground. So I believe that doesn't matter what's the rate of fire, it's up to the paintball producers and players to be affordable, right? But the format of the field and format of pushing the button, of having like a limited amount of time, not like 40 minutes that we used to play like back in 2005, yeah, for a match. The webcast, we're almost catching the most viewable and most popular way how to represent paintball for the whole other world. And I believe that right now the whole paintball community is working in this direction, and we almost have it with the Go Sports, with the format that we're playing, with the professional teams that are involved all around the world, and that's the direction that we need to go and stick all together.